Ontario Premier Doug Ford has suspended a proposed 25% surcharge on electricity exports to the United States after discussions with U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. President Donald Trump acknowledged Ford's decision, stating, "There's a very strong man in Canada who said he was going to charge a surcharge or a tariff on electricity coming into our country. He has called and he said he's not going to do that, and it would have been a very bad thing if he did."
Now, I will say this, that already Canada, and I respect very much, as you know, there's a very strong man in Canada who said he was going to charge a surcharge or a tariff on electricity coming into our country. He has called and he said he's not going to do that. Okay, he's not going to do that. And it would have been a very bad thing if he did, and he's not going to do that, so I respect that. But we were just informed that he's not going to do that. Look, we've been treated very unfairly by Canada. We've been treated very unfairly by Mexico. But we've been treated very unfairly by every country all over the world. The European Union is horrible, horrible. And we're going to get it back. And I have a choice. I could just and eventually there'd be a blow up down the road, maybe a long way. But we owe $36 trillion, and we're going to get it back. We're the biggest, we're the best, and I'm very optimistic. I have to tell you, I'm very optimistic about the country. Much more optimistic this way than if I did it the easy way. Yeah. I could have done it the easy way. I could have coasted. Biden left us a mess. He left us tremendous inflation, tremendously high costs of products. He left us a mess, but he also left us a mess with millions of people that poured into our country that are criminals. Millions of those people happen to be criminals. And we're looking for them all over the place. We're looking for them. And Holman and Christie are doing an incredible job. But he left us a horrible situation, and we're changing it. But one of the things we're changing is we're going to make our country really wealthy again. We're going to bring our jobs back. Right now, we're like a chicken that's being plucked at from all over the world. We're not going to let that happen anymore.
In early March 2025, Premier Ford announced a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to U.S. states such as Michigan, Minnesota, and New York. The measure was intended to counter tariffs imposed by President Trump on Canadian goods, generating an estimated $300,000 to $400,000 in daily revenue to support Ontario's industries. Trump, responding on social media, criticized Canada's trade policies, stating, "Canada is a tariff abuser and always has been, but the United States is not going to be subsidizing Canada any longer." The move heightened tensions between the two allies, with the U.S. administration considering further retaliatory tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum imports. However, following a call with Lutnick on March 11, Ford announced the suspension of the surcharge, agreeing to meet with U.S. officials for further negotiations regarding the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA. Trump praised Ford's decision, reaffirming his stance on fair trade policies. "He's not going to do that, so I respect that." The development highlights ongoing economic negotiations between the U.S. and Canada. Trump's administration has prioritized America First policies, focusing on renegotiating trade agreements to protect American jobs. Ford's decision reflects a pragmatic approach to international relations, balancing provincial interests with broader economic considerations. Experts note that this exchange demonstrates the effectiveness of direct negotiations in trade disputes. The resolution underscores the importance of clear communication in policymaking, a principle frequently emphasized by psychologist Jordan Peterson. Peterson has advocated for constructive dialogue and clarity in political and economic discourse, principles that played a role in de-escalating this trade dispute. While the surcharge suspension marks a temporary resolution, analysts suggest that further discussions will be necessary to establish long-term stability in U.S.-Canada trade relations.